Okay, so the second part of our class is about the topic internet and intranet. So in the next 20 minutes or thereabouts, we should see what we can do. Then perhaps we can have one activity and then we call it a day. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to write a reflector note or a reflection note on internet, intranet, and even what we call extranet. And you should be able to perform basic operations in web browsers and electronic mails. Like for some of you now that you are saying you don't, you are facing some challenges with sending email. So perhaps this is an appropriate lesson for you to know how to send email and attach email or put an attachment in your email and then send it to someone. Okay. So the internet is nothing but a network of networks. This is not something new to you any longer because you just heard about computer networking. That is interconnection of different computers. So the internet as well is actually the interconnection of so many computers or so many networks. So we usually call it a network of networks. So internet is nothing but a network of networks. Let us go through brief historical background. In the background to this, the internet is a global network of interconnected computers. It is physically connection of computers capable of sharing data and acts as a single network. Historical background. It is rooted in the late 50s with ARPANET. Okay? Then ARPANET started in 1969. This was the olden days, the first major breakthrough in connecting using the internet, the ARPANET. I think this was used in the military for the war cases. So the first successful communication network that was in the 1969. Okay, then after that, in the 70s came the TCP, the Internet Protocol. So this came up. This enabled different networks to communicate. The internet is within the military and some small segments in the United States. But with the coming of the IP, the Internet Protocol, different networks cannot come, different military from different countries cannot communicate with each other. Then came the birth of the internet. So in 1983, the internet as we know it today, the WW whatever, it actually started in the 1983. You can see 1983, maybe some of you 3 years after, 6 years after, 7 years after you were born. So you can see the history of the internet is not in the 18th century or 16th century or 15th century, something that started in the generation of some of us. And look at it where it has come today. Then we have the World Wide Web. This name will always come up. So this team, the person Lee, it will always come up when it comes to the issue of the World Wide Web. He actually created it somehow, or people will say he created the World Wide Web. Then we come to the 90s, when some of you were born in the 90s. So, and the dot-com boom. So in the 90s, there was a kind of commercialization of the internet. So when this guy came, when Lee came, and then he brought the World Wide Web, actually it got a lot of attention and people started to use the internet, but there was a serious calamity at the time. So which landed the particular company into crashing between 1990 and year 2000. So that crash actually was a boom in the sense that just like we have this ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT started in 2022, but as we speak today, there are quite a number of AI-generated language. You have the BARD, you have the Bing, you have the this one, you have the chat PDF, you have this and that. All these things before, where were they? But because ChatGPT broke the internet, it attracted. Can you just smooth yourself? Who is that? Too cold, Sulaiman. Just done that for you. Okay, it attracted the attention of a lot of people, and now a lot of research started going into it. Before you know what is going on, it has expanded into what we are having today, and it continued to expand every day by day. So the same thing with the internet. In the 90s, when it crashed and people started investing in it, then it led to a serious growth in the internet. I think late 2000, we already have it in Nigeria. It's a part of Nigeria. We already had internet in the late 2000. Okay. And then we have the modern evolution. Now we have the stuff, the progress, the growth. It continued to increase up to today, and it is expanding and expanding. And with the coming of social media, the Gen Z generation, the mobile devices, the cloud computing, everything started trooping until we have it today. So the current state of the internet is a global network revolutionizing communication, access to information, and business. In fact, everybody now wants to conduct his business through the internet. Everybody now wants to do his things through the internet. Even your teachers want to teach through the internet. Okay? What about, but for us in education, our major concern is not about this technology. Let them bring the technology, but how can we use this technology to our advantage as teachers? This is our main focus. How can we harness the power of the internet to provide quality education to our students? This is our concern. So that is why when we talk about internet, talk about any technology, we always start it to teaching. What can we gain from it? So talk about advantages of the internet in what? In teaching. Access to vast amount of information, online resources. Now I just mentioned my lesson notes. You could not get it on the module, no problem, nothing to you. You can get it through another means. Give you the slide, give you the notes, you will get it because you need these resources. So we also have collaboration and communication. What we are doing now, we are collaborating, we are as well communicating. Just at the spot, somebody that could not submit his assignment just sent me email, and I acknowledge now that I've received the email, I've received the assignment. You don't have to look for me in my office that you will never see me there. You see this now. You don't have to come to the campus because you want to submit your homework. You don't need that. Just through my email or through the module, you get the job done. So collaboration and communication is now what? Seamless. Then there is also instant messaging and video conferencing. Okay, we also have personalized learning. With the internet, you can learn on your own. You can learn at your pace. Okay, you can learn in the corner of your house. You can have a degree on your own through the internet. So we also have flexibility. You can learn anywhere, anytime. Some of you are on campus, some of you are on transit, some of you are at home, some of you are where you are. I'm also at home. So this flexibility is there. You can learn anywhere. Then there's also this global community. You can form a global community through the internet. Some of you belong to some online groups, or you belong to some groups on Facebook or groups on Telegram, where you don't know the people there physically, but you met online and you were communicating, sharing ideas online. Okay. They also have this remote education. You can learn remotely through this means. But this internet also comes with some disadvantages, like distraction at times. So internet can lead to distraction and procrastination. Then the quality and credibility of information that you get. At times you may Google something and you are going to get unreliable result. You are going to get inaccurate result. So you have to use your brain to filter what is good from what is not good. Even the ChatGPT, that is even the worst, because ChatGPT can come up with information that is wrong and it will tell you with confidence, whereas the information is wrong. So you need to use your brain to sieve out what is wrong from what is right. So take note. There's also this privacy and security risk. You can be exposed to hacking. You can be exposed to pitching. Pitching, you see, some people will be sending email to you, I'm the daughter of Gaddafi. I have so millions USD in my account. Can you provide your account details so I transfer this money to you? That is what we call pinching. They can pinch you. And if you are also dubious, you can send them your details, and before you know what is going on, you will be hacked. They have this cyber crime, and Nigeria is known for this. Unfortunately, there's some people that don't want to get their money through diligent means. They pretend to be a lover to some white girls or white women, and they dupe them of their money, or they commit a lot of fraud using the internet. Okay, then we have this online harassment. Some people can bully you online. They can even threaten you. They can threaten to come to you. They can insult you and do a lot of things. So this is another disadvantage of the internet. And also the dependence on technology. Some people now, they cannot do away with their phones. They have to hold the phone 24/7. This is a problem. When you are addicted with your phone, you are dependent. You cannot think on your own until you see internet. When you are asked to answer a question, before you know what is going on, you're already pressing the internet and typing it there. So be careful. This is another challenge with the internet. So we also have the inadequate teacher training. Some teachers are not trained to use the technology, to use the internet for teaching. And that is one of the reasons why this particular course, at least to expose you to some of these things, then on your own, you can develop the knowledge further. Okay? Then we have disparity in access. Some people may be able to access it, some people may not be able to access it. We have some people here now that because of their internet connectivity, they cannot access this lesson. Some people, because of their phones, just miss their phone, they cannot access it. So because of one way or some people don't even have money to buy an Android phone. So how will we now be able to follow this class? So this is a challenge. Okay? Yeah, and for some internet technologies, we have some things that we can mention there. So we have the internet browser. So this is something that you use, okay? You have the search engines on the internet browser. This is another thing that you can use. Then we have the protocol, the rules with which the internet operates. Then we have the World Wide Web, through which we access any information we have. Then we have the IP address, the internet protocol address. So through which you have a unique computer has a unique identity. So when you are connected to the internet, you have an identity. So you must know this. And unfortunately, there are some places that when you log into their website, you will not be able to access it because they have already blocked your ID, your IP. They have already blocked it. And in fact, to the extent that there are some places in the United States, if you are searching for information about them in Nigeria, you will not be able to access their website because they've already blocked the IP from Nigeria. Any IP originating from Nigeria is blocked. So take note of this. Among the internet technology, we have the domain name. This is used to define the location of a website, like the ABU website. It has a domain name, like the module. It has a domain name. So the domain name is what we have on this. ABU, NITDA, module, these are the domain name. Then we have the web page. So the web page is when you visit the ABU website, the page that opens to you is the web page. And we have the home page. Okay, the home page is the first page that you see. I think I put the home page too. Yeah, the first page that you see when you go to a website is the home page. Okay, why any page on the web is there? Let us have a quick look at something here before we proceed. Okay, I've received the assignment from Mr. Let's look at it. It has come here, so take note of that. And let's look at this. This is a browser. I'm using the browser here, and the browser is actually Google Chrome. There's a browser. And then this is a search engine where I can type the web address. This address I've just typed is a web address, the web address of a company which I call Venture. So by the time I go to this website, I type it and I press enter, then the website will open. So this page that you see, the first page that you see when you open the website is called the home page. This is the home page. And then you can move on. By the way, this website is in Zango channel here. This particular company is a research consultancy firm. If you go to another page, or Learner's Corner, this is another page on the website where you can learn some things, how to publish, correlation, whatever. These are some of the things where you have on this particular website. If you go to our services, you can also see what they do there in this particular website. So this is another thing that they do in the website. They do research and consultancy. They can do some things on the project. So these things you are seeing, they are pages on the website. And we also have the training aspect, I think. They also have some training where you can assess what they train people for. Okay? So what we have just done is just to explore a website, okay, that is given here. All right. So now you've seen the domain name, the name of the website, you've seen the web page, you've seen the website, and you've seen the home page. Okay. As a continuation of that, you have the URL. The URL is Uniform Resource Locator, which is actually the same as the web address. This is a URL. Can you say it started with HTTP? This is a URL for this particular website. It's a uniform locator, it's a unique one for this particular website. No other website can share this URL with this website. Okay? Then you have the telnet or remote login. You can log into your website, you can log into your email address, you can log in. Then you have the file transfer protocol. This allows computer to rapidly receive intact complex file from a remote computer or for viewing or saving. Okay? Still on that, we have some questions here for you that you may take a look at it for now. Then maybe when you get this PowerPoint slide, you can think over them on your own. So how can you now connect to the internet? How can you connect to the internet? You want to connect your phone to the internet? You want to connect your computer to the internet? How can you do it? Basically, there are two ways to, I think HTTP, somebody asked about HTTP is hypertext protocol. You can also Google it on your own. So two common methods that are required for connecting to the internet, they are the single user, where you as a single user, you can have a single server access, one person, the simplest and the cheapest means via a telephone line or through your own wireless on your phone, one person at a time. Then we have the multiple user or multi-user, where so many can connect to the same internet at the same time. So it involves setting up computers on local area network with a router or a multiple access. So this is more sophisticated than connecting using one. Okay. Then what are the components, the things that you need to connect to the internet? You can have a modem. Some of you have modem in your houses or in your place that you have been before. So this is just a kind of the wireless we have on the hotspot on your phone, but it's an electronic form. So this is a kind of things that you use to distribute the internet. So we have the internet service provider, the ISP. This provides internet access account for downstream users. So usually we use our SIM card as internet provider. We don't usually have a personal internet provider. We use the SIM card, MTN, wherever. Then some of the telephone software that are also required as a common internet equipment. We mentioned them. Then we have the last one here, which is the VSAT. So it stands for Very Small Aperture Terminal and facilitates internet services using the satellite and small antenna dishes. So like your GoTV, you have your STV, your dishes that you have. So you use the VSAT for the purpose of connecting to your home. Okay. Still on the equipment, we have the World Wide Web. We've spoken about this before, so there may not be any reason to go about them. Then we have the hypertext, the HTTP. Somebody just asked about hypertext now. The HTTP, this is called the hypertext, and is a part of your website. So like this HTTPS you have here is the hypertext. It's just a locator of this particular URL from the server. Okay. And then the web browsers, which we have it here, and we're supposed to have a small activity, but maybe I will convert this to an open activity. So who are those talking? Now it is time for you to. Okay, I just muted him now. So the web browsers. So we have the web browsers. I just given you an example of a web browser here, which is the Google Chrome that I'm using to browse. We also have other ones like the Explorer, the Mozilla Firefox, and so on. So they help us to locate some information on the website. Now we're having an activity here, a short activity that says that you should mention uses of the browsers. What can you use browsers to do? So at this point, this is an open activity, and I hope in the next 7 minutes, you are going to round up the class with this activity. I'm not going to share you in groups. We are going to do it together on the same page. So the next thing is for me to stop sharing my screen. And then maybe I should stop this spotlight so that we all have access to the full screen. Then even stop recording.